Beach, California, ESPN proudly presents the 50th Men's NCAA Volleyball Championship. And it's a standing room only crowd this evening at the Walter Pyramid as the #1 seed Hawaii Rainbow Warriors take on the defending national champions, the 49ers of Long Beach State. The 4th meeting of the year between these two teams, and this one is for it all. On Thursday night, Hawaii over a very physical team out of the Midwest St. Louis, 3-1, while Long Beach State was outlasting Pepperdine by an identical score of 3-1. Hi everybody, I'm Paul Sunderland, joined by my partner, Olympic silver medalist Mike Dodd. Well, everybody's been looking forward to this one for a long time, and with good reason. It's going to be a heavyweight fight, Michael. But these two teams playing for the 4th time, the margin has been razor thin. But what decides it for the NCAA championship?
You know, Paul, it could be the pyramid itself. Long Beach is 42-0 here, over 3 years of not losing. The mathematician would say that's in their favor. Those of us who played know that that could bring pressure as well. So it'll be interesting to see who rises to the top.
Let's talk about some of the stars we're going to see, and there are an awful lot of them, and they're at the outside hitting position. And 2 of the very best in the country this year going head-to-head. Yeah,
TJ DeFalco, what can you say? He's done it all, but most of all, 180 aces in his career, a ton of them here in the pyramid. Hawaii, the onus on them is to not let him go on runs. And then Stein Van Tilburg, well, he's only hit .455 in the 3 matches against Long Beach State. So, you know, Long Beach has their eye on Stein and want to stop him at the net.
Long Beach State playing on their home floor, looking to go back-to-back. This was the scene last year as they beat UCLA in another thriller, 3-2. Long Beach State and Hawaii for the national championship. That's right. Well, the world-famous Queen Mary about 15 minutes away as we are set to go for the national championship between the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors at 28-2 taking on Long Beach State at 27-2. Let's take a look at the 49er starters for the defending national champions. This is a very, very experienced team. 6 seniors out there. Ensing, Anderson, Amato, Nick Amato, Josh Tuaniga, last year's National Player of the Year. Jordan Molina will be the libero. Ethan Siegfried moved into the starting lineup. Very, very important. Colton Cowell, outside hitter for the University of Hawaii. Paraponov, Solbrig, Gassman. This is a very, very physical Hawaii team. And then the brothers, Joe and Gage Worsley at the setter and libero, respectively. Alan Knipe in his 16th season, a national champion as a player and now as a head coach. Won the 1991 championship, also the head coach of the U.S. Olympic team at the London Olympics in 2012. His counterpart, Charlie Wade, closing out a decade at the University of Hawaii. 3rd appearance for Wade in the NCAA tournament. First final for the Rainbow Warriors since 2002. 2015, the Rainbow Warriors lost in the play-in match. They were in the semis in 2017 and were not in the field last year. And Mike Dodd, the Rainbow Warriors thought they were really snubbed last year when they were the only team to beat Long Beach during the regular season. And they've used last year's snub as motivation for this entire year. They're the Rainbow Warriors. Again, Hawaii and Long Beach playing for the 4th time. Each of the 3 previous meetings went the distance, and 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have also gone to 5 sets.
There you see University of Hawaii. They're ready to go. Long Beach State. Boy, 42-0 in this building, and to be able to play for the national championship right at home, what a great feeling.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Again, the difference between these two teams during the regular season and in the Big West Conference Championship, Michael, razor thin. 310 to 308 points.
2 points in 3 matches, all going 5 sets, but look at those blocks at the bottom. Long Beach State with a decided advantage. They also lead Hawaii in aces, 23-16. So when you're scoring points with stuff blocks and aces, that helps you a long way to get to a national championship. So keep an eye on how Long Beach is serving in particular. They got some bombers.
As the higher seed, Rado Paraponov and the rest of the Rainbow Warriors will be in their home white uniforms, Long Beach State, in their customary black. And interesting that Long Beach State outblocked Hawaii during the course of those 3 matches, because over the course of the year, Hawaii is the best blocking team in the country. And Charlie Wade, head coach for Hawaii, talked about that was an area where Hawaii, if they were going to slow down Long Beach's offense, really had to step up in the blocking phase of the game.
Yeah, blocking is just so important with so much power on the court. You can really get in a hitter's head and slow them down a bit. And there are some great hitters out here tonight. So blocking is going to be a key, and serving as well.
Standing room only crowd ready to decide this national championship. Best 3 out of 5 sets. First 4 sets to 25, and we're underway. Service error by Ethan Siegfried, the 6'1 sophomore, coincidentally out of Honolulu, Hawaii, and going back to serve will be the first team All-American. Joe Worsley led the nation this past year in assists at over 11%. Tuaniga throwing the ball into the deep cross-court corner, but that was well long.
Interesting. Tuaniga comes down with a little smile on his face. It's like, okay, guys, I was a little amped. Sorry about that. Keep passing that way, and I'll run this offense.
I think it's inarguable that we're seeing the best 2 setters in college volleyball in this championship match. Tuaniga for Long Beach State and Worsley on the other side for Hawaii. Paraponov goes high flat. A very good start for a very important player, Rado Paraponov out of Sofia, Bulgaria. First team All-American, but in the 3 matches against Long Beach State really struggled, hitting almost half of his average.
Yeah, Charlie Wade said his back was twinging a little bit, but felt much better this morning at the warm-up.
3-0 start, and then the service error by Worsley, and Long Beach State is on the board. Here is Nick Amato, 6'6" redshirt senior out of Aliso Niguel, a second team All-American. These 2 fine programs dominated the All-American list this season, particularly on the first team. Left side, and Paraponov with a very good start, registering his second kill.
Paraponov showing a little bit of motion there, putting this ball down, then giving it a little pump underneath the net.
Stijn van Tilburg back to serve for the first time out of Amsterdam in the Netherlands. The last 3 years has been a first team All-American. Simone Andersen, 6'8" sophomore out of Denmark, able to put that ball away. A little international flavor for both of these programs. It's been that way, particularly for Hawaii through the decades.
Yep.
Here is Tuaniga. And Paraponov again, a really important start for number 19 in white for Hawaii.
Boy, I'm telling you, if you were Charlie Wade, you couldn't be more pleased with this start right here. Paraponov seeming a little out of rhythm in the semifinal, but so far the first 3 attacks tonight right on top of the ball.
Talk about a physical team and a physical specimen. The former football player Patrick Gassman, 6'10" junior out of Clovis, California, back to serve. Quick transition again to Falco, ripping, nice dig into the cross court. And coming right back at you. Stijn van Tilburg, the 6'8" senior, hit .473 on the year, Mike. Number 2 in the nation as an outside hitter.
And that's with everyone knowing where the ball's going. It's just so impressive. TJ DeFalco, the same, hitting at such a high hitting percentage, and night in, night out, going against 2-3 blocks sometimes.
Good start for Hawaii on top, 6-2, another tight pass. And an unforced error here. Tuaniga looking to go outside to Kyle Insing.
Give Gassman some credit. He's consistently bringing a nice velocity on that jump serve, getting Long Beach in trouble.
Outstanding start for the Rainbow Warriors, taking on the defending national champions. It's a big weekend for college volleyball On the Gulf Coast, this is the Hangout in Gulf Shores, Alabama. Of course, the Women's NCAA Beach Volleyball Championships will conclude tomorrow on ESPN, and here in Long Beach, deciding the Men's NCAA Championship, the 50th edition. It all started back in 1970. UCLA won 6 out of the first 10 championships under the legendary Al Skates as Gassman continues to serve. 7-2 quick start for the University of Hawaii. DeFalco off the edge of the block that time. Nice swing on the wrist away, working against Colton Cowell.
Jordan Molina that time just bending the knees, taking that ball right off the ground. Perfect pass. Tuaniga can run the show and feed TJ DeFalco at will. Passing so important.
DeFalco, as we mentioned right before first serve, a first-team All-American all 4 years at Long Beach State, and also just recently named the AVCA National Player of the Year for the second time. Previously won that award as a sophomore in 2017.
Well, there you're going to see Parapunov again, bombing line, but really the credit goes to Colton Cowell. He took DeFalco's best jump serve and passed it on a dime, giving Worsley the chance to run the offense.
Parapunov misses that jump serve, but worth pointing out, Charlie Wade, the head coach for the University of Hawaii, came over to say hello, primarily to you. I get that, but he also said, Parapunov, his back was pretty good. He was very spry at this morning's workout as Anderson goes back to serve for Long Beach State. Cowell, nice high swing. Colton Cowell, at only 6'2", the junior out of Makawoa, Maui, hitting .390 so far on the year. He is really a solid addition to this experienced lineup for University of Hawaii, along with Long Beach State as well. Ensing dug down the line. High flat again, really good in transition. Van Tilburg registers another kill.
So far, Van Tilburg and Parapunov hitting very high with effect. Great dig right there by Worsley. And here it is again, high off the fingers. Getting the job done against 3.
There is Gage Worsley, also a first-team All-American, the younger brother of Joe, doing an outstanding job digging balls. And there is the service error, giving point possession back to Long Beach State. Long Beach State was 28-1 last year, beat UCLA in a 5-set thriller just up the road at Pauley Pavilion to win their second ever national championship. Ensing. Nice play on the step out that time by Solbrig, but missed it wide.
Ethan Siegfried did a nice job at the net, really moving lateral, getting into Solberg's way and causing that unforced error with the block.
I like that little play. You don't see it often in the men's game, that little 1-foot takeoff, but that puts Solbrig on the outside at 6'8", working on Siegfried. Ensing missing the jump serve. One of the things that Alan Knight told me yesterday when we had a pretty lengthy conversation, he wants sustained pressure. Too many missed serves early for any kind of sustained pressure against Hawaii?
No, you don't want to see that. That's the opposite of sustaining pressure and keeping pressure on.
There's Dalton Solbrig out of Lindenhurst, Illinois. Parapunov blocked but out of bounds. Amato, number 25 in black, thought that he had the stuff blocked, but it was off the hands and out of bounds. Parapunov now with 5 quick kills.
What a great start for number 19 out of Bulgaria.
And again, he really struggled. Smart choice.
Yeah.
Really struggled in the 3 matches previously against Long Beach. Ace serve. Solbrig dials up the ace.
You don't think Solbrig's fired up? Look at that. Goes right over to the team and says, yes, I'm the man. I'm going to serve up another one.
Long Beach State has already used one of its 2 allotted timeouts. Also, a quick reminder, the video replay challenge system is being utilized. Nice cover by NCAA. And unforced